They say experience protects you, but tell that to the millions of drivers losing $1,200 a year to car scams they never saw coming. Dealerships, oil change chains, even friendly neighborhood shops, all playing the same dirty game. Today, we're exposing 17 automotive scams that still fool millions of drivers. And one of them? Yeah, it deceived even me. Stay till the end, because this one's personal. Let's go. Scam number 17, the engine flush scam. 7 out of 10 engine flushes are recommended by quick lube chains. Not because your engine needs it, but because it's one of their biggest profit tricks. They'll tell you your oil is sludged up or contaminated, and that your engine's about to die unless you buy their $120 flush service. Sounds scary, right? But here's the truth. Most modern engines and oils don't need a flush at all. If you're changing your oil regularly, that flush does nothing except drain your wallet. Some shops use harsh chemicals that can actually break loose sludge and clog oil passages, starving your engine of lubrication. Others hook up a fancy-looking machine, pour in solvent, and claim it cleans everything inside. What it really cleans is your bank account. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against engine flushes entirely. In rare cases, like a neglected engine that's been run on old oil for years, it might help. But for most drivers, it's just a shiny scam wrapped in fake science. And just when you think you're done with upsells, they've got another urgent part they love to push next. Scam number 16, the cabin air filter emergency. You don't have to change your cabin air filter every time you change your engine air filter. They work differently, and they wear out at different rates. But during oil changes, many shops throw both on your bill anyway. Without asking, without explaining, just assuming you'll pay because it sounds right. They'll wave a dirty-looking filter in front of you, claiming it's yours, and say, "This needs replacing today." Here's the truth. There's no emergency about a cabin air filter. Its job is to trap dust, pollen, and debris from the air entering your cabin. Unless it's completely caked with dirt, your car isn't going to choke or stop running. For drivers in dusty areas, yeah, it's smart to check it more often. But most of the time, you'll pull that filter out and see it's still in mint condition. If it looks a little dusty, tap it clean, put it back, and save your money. Don't fall for the fake urgency, because right after they're done with the filters, they've got another forever promise waiting to fool you next. Scam number 15, the lifetime fluid myth. Dealers love this one, especially when you're buying a new car. You're told the transmission fluid, coolant, or differential fluid is lifetime, meaning you'll never have to change it. Sounds perfect, right? One less thing to worry about. But here's the catch. Lifetime doesn't mean forever. It means until the warranty runs out. After that, you're on your own when those same fluids start breaking down and your transmission starts slipping. Fluids don't last forever. Heat, friction, and oxidation wear them out just like oil. By the time you hit 60 or 80,000 miles, that so-called lifetime transmission fluid has already lost most of its protection. The damage won't show up right away. It sneaks up on you later when repairs cost thousands. Manufacturers push the myth to make maintenance look cheap, and dealers repeat it to close the sale. But ask any old-school mechanic. No fluid lasts a lifetime. Change it before it burns, and your car will last longer than their promises. Because the next trick they pull? It's another sneaky one that starts flashing right on your dashboard. Scam number 14, the tire pressure sensor replacement trick. This one hits drivers the moment that little tire pressure light pops on. You roll into a shop, and before they even check the tire, they say, "Your TPMS sensor is bad, needs replacing." And since that light's staring at you from the dash, you figure they must be right. But those sensors don't just die overnight. Most of the time, it's something simple. A weak battery in the sensor, corrosion around the valve stem, or a tire that's just low on air. A good mechanic will inspect all that first. The shady ones? They skip straight to replacement and charge you $100 or more for a part that didn't need changing. Sometimes the warning light comes from a tire rotation or a bad reading after a cold morning. Always check your tire pressure yourself before you agree to any repair. And by the way, have you ever owned a car without TPMS before? It was easy, right? Check your tire pressure regularly, keep up with rotations, and you're fine. So why make it an emergency to buy a new sensor? If this kind of truth helps you out, like, share, and subscribe, because we've got plenty more real-world car advice coming your way. Scam number 13, fake diagnostic fees. You bring your car in because the check engine light's on, and before they even pop the hood, they hit you with a diagnostic fee. They claim it's to find the problem. But here's the truth. Most of the time, that fee is nothing more than a cash grab. Many shops plug in a cheap $50 scanner, read one generic code, and call it a diagnosis. Then they turn around and charge you $120 for it. That's not diagnosing, that's reading what any parts store will tell you for free. Real diagnostics take time, testing sensors, checking voltages, and verifying the issue before replacing anything. But shady shops don't bother. They use the code to upsell you parts you might not even need. If a shop charges a diagnostic fee, ask what that includes. Do they apply it toward the repair, or is it just for pressing a few buttons? The honest ones will explain. The scammers won't. And just when you think they can't come up with another made-up test, they'll surprise you with one that looks scientific, but isn't. Scam number 12, the bad brake fluid test. You come in for an oil change and a tech walks over with a test strip dipped in your brake fluid saying, "It failed, you need a flush right now." They make it sound urgent, like your brakes could fail any second, and that's how they get you. Here's the truth. Brake fluid naturally darkens over time, and that doesn't mean it's bad. Most cars can go 2 to 3 years, sometimes even 4, before needing a real fluid change. What they're showing you with that strip isn't failure, it's just moisture buildup that happens to every car. And those little testers they use, they're designed to sell services, not give real readings. If you want to check it yourself, get a brake fluid moisture tester. A small gauge you can buy online for cheap. It gives you an accurate reading in seconds. If the moisture level's below 3%, you're fine. No flush needed. Don't let them fool you with fake science. Scam number 11, the used car detail and hide scam. This one fools used car buyers all the time, and that's the whole point. The goal isn't just to make the car look clean, it's to hide what's really going on underneath. Dealers and curbstoners will go all out. Steam clean the engine bay, buff the paint till it shines like glass, spray tire shine, shampoo the carpets, and even paint over rusted parts. It looks spotless, smells fresh, and you start thinking you found a gem. But here's the thing. Anything that looks too perfect on a used car lot should raise caution before it raises desire. A clean engine bay could mean they're hiding leaks. Fresh undercoating could be covering rust or flood damage. Even shiny leather seats might be coated with silicone to hide cracks. It's all surface-level deception meant to distract you from asking real questions. Before you buy, inspect under the mats, behind the panels, and under the hood for residue or overspray. Clean doesn't always mean cared for. Sometimes it means covered up. Scam number 10, the yo-yo scam. This one targets people buying cars on loan. You drive off the lot, keys in hand, feeling like the deal is done. But a few days later, the dealer calls. Oops, financing didn't go through. You need to sign a new contract or the deal's off. Now you're trapped. If you refuse, they threaten to take the car back. If you agree, you often end up with higher interest, added fees, or extra products tacked on. The term yo-yo fits perfectly. They let you go, pull you back, and hope your excitement or fear pushes you into paying more. It preys on emotion, not logic. Dealers know once you've had the car in your driveway, walking away feels impossible. Many buyers end up paying hundreds or even thousands more than the original deal. To protect yourself, don't sign anything until financing is fully approved, in writing, and all terms match what was promised on the lot. Insist on a clear loan contract from the bank, not just the dealer. Scam number 9, the bait and switch oil change. You've seen the ads? Full oil change, $29.99. Sounds like a great deal, right? So you pull in, expecting a quick, cheap service. Then, halfway through, the service advisor walks over with a list of urgent problems. Synthetic upgrade, new air filter, engine flush, wiper blades, cabin filter. Suddenly, your $29 oil change costs $150 or more. That's the bait and switch in full action. The low price is bait to get you through the door. Once you're in, they switch the deal by adding extras you didn't ask for and using fear tactics to make you say yes. Some even pour cheap bulk oil and claim it's premium. You think you're saving money, but they're making it right back through upsells and unnecessary add-ons. A real shop is upfront about what's included, the oil type, the filter brand, and the total price. If they can't give you that before starting the job, walk away. Scam number 8, the used car certified inspection scam. This one sounds official, even trustworthy. You walk onto a lot and see a shiny used car with a big tag saying, certified pre-owned, 150-point inspection. You picture trained techs checking every bolt, every wire, making sure it's perfect. But the truth? Many of those certified inspections aren't worth the paper they're printed on. Some dealers do honest inspections, but plenty just check the boxes. They'll glance at the tires, wipe down the engine, make sure it starts, and call it certified. No compression tests, no electrical scans, no real deep inspection. It's all about using that word, certified, to jack up the price and make you trust the sale. You might even get a fancy folder with a checklist that looks professional but means nothing. Always ask to see who did the inspection, what was actually tested, and if it was done by a manufacturer-trained mechanic. And if they dodge your questions, that certified car is just another used car with a sticker. Scam number 7, fake check engine light resets. This one cuts across those who take cars in for repair and people buying used cars. A check engine light is gold to a scammer. They'll clear codes to make a car look fixed. They'll reset the light before you pick the car up. Or they'll plug in a cheap scanner, read a code, replace an inexpensive part, clear the code, and call it done, even though the real fault still hides. For repair customers, the trick is simple. They fix the symptom, not the cause. They clear the light and hand you a bill. 2 days later, the light comes back, and you're right back in the shop. For used car buyers, sellers will reset the light before showing the car so it appears clean. Some even use code readers that hide intermittent faults. How to detect it? Ask for a detailed repair report with stored freeze frame data and pending codes. Request a full scan that shows historical codes, not just current ones. If a shop cleared the light, the report will show a recent MIL cleared event. For used cars, get an independent scanner check or a Carfax plus a professional pre-purchase inspection. Take it for a drive with the hood open if possible. Listen and watch the dash. Don't accept a cleared light as proof of repair. Scam number 6, the fuel system cleaning scam. You'll hear it at dealerships, quick lube chains, even some repair shops. They'll tell you your injectors are dirty, your fuel economy's dropping, or your car's losing power. Then they recommend a $150 to $250 professional cleaning service. But here's the kicker. Most of the time, your fuel system doesn't need it at all. Modern gasoline already contains detergents that keep injectors and valves clean. Top-tier fuels, the ones from major brands, do the job every time you fill up. Unless you've been running the cheapest no-name gas for years, there's usually no buildup worth worrying about. But these shops use scare tactics, saying carbon's building up and could damage your engine. Total nonsense. If your car truly needs a cleaning, it'll show symptoms: rough, idle, misfires, or poor acceleration. In that case, a mechanic should diagnose it properly, not sell you a one-size-fits-all service. If they push it at every oil change, that's not maintenance, that's a sales script. And by the way, before you pour anything into your tank, click the link above and watch my other video. Never use these 8 fuel injector cleaners and 5 that work, so you'll know exactly which ones actually help and which ones just waste your money. Scam number 5, the new battery lie. The battery is one part of your car you should never get scammed about. When it's dead, you don't need anyone to convince you. You'll feel it. You'll see it coming. Slow cranking, dim headlights, clicking sounds before it starts. Sometimes your dash lights flicker like it's haunted. Those are your warnings. Your battery's telling you it's on borrowed time. A genuine car battery, especially if it came with your vehicle, should last you 5 to 7 years with normal driving. But scammers love to tell you yours is weak or almost gone just to sell you a replacement. Here's the scam. They'll hook your car up to a tester and claim it's failing under load. Or they'll dim the shop lights, connect a voltmeter, and act shocked when the reading dips a little. In reality, batteries can show low voltage temporarily, especially if you've been idling or haven't driven in a while. That doesn't mean it's bad. Some shady used car sellers also pull the opposite trick. They'll swap in a cheap temporary battery just to get the car started for a test drive, then replace it with a weak one before delivery. So, how do you protect yourself? Use a multimeter. Check voltage yourself. A healthy battery should read around 12.6 volts. Inspect the date code on the battery. If it's less than 3 years old, it's probably still fine. Test at a trusted auto parts store. Most do it for free and don't profit from selling you a battery you don't need. If your car starts strong, cranks normally, and your lights aren't dimming, don't fall for the new battery lie. Scam number 4, the flood car cover-up. After hurricanes or major floods, thousands of cars are submerged, often declared total losses. But instead of being scrapped, many are secretly revived by scammers. They buy these flood-damaged vehicles cheap, detail them to perfection, and flip them to unsuspecting buyers. Everything gets cleaned. The carpets, the seats, the engine bay, even the smell. A little air freshener and a shiny coat of wax can mask the worst damage. Some even re-register the car in another state to erase the flood or salvage title through a process called title washing. But water leaves a trail. It seeps into wiring, sensors, and computers, corroding metal from the inside. Weeks later, electrical systems start failing one by one. You'll notice flickering lights, random warning messages, and strange transmission behavior. If a used car smells musty or too fresh, or you see rust on seat bolts, carpet edges, or under the dash, walk away. And if you really want to protect yourself, watch my video. If you see this when buying a car, run and call the police. Click the link above. It might save you thousands. Scam number 3, the extended warranty trap. It starts with a friendly phone call, a flashy letter in your mailbox, or a dealer recommendation right after you buy your car. They tell you your factory warranty is about to expire and that you need an extended one, or you'll be on the hook for thousands in repairs. Sounds smart, right? Peace of mind, full coverage, no surprise bills. Except, most of these extended warranties are barely worth the paper they're printed on. Here's how the scam works. They use fear tactics. Words like urgent, final notice, and coverage expiring soon to push you into buying immediately. The sales rep will claim your warranty covers everything, but once you actually read the fine print, it doesn't cover much at all. Engine failure? Excluded due to wear and tear. Transmission issue? Pre-existing condition? Electrical failure? Not listed under covered components. By the time you need to use it, they'll find any excuse to deny your claim. And even some dealerships aren't innocent. They make fat commissions on selling third-party warranty plans that sound official, but leave you stranded when it matters. So how do you avoid it? If you really want an extended warranty, buy it directly from your car's manufacturer, not from a random caller or independent agent. Read the fine print. Look for phrases like exclusionary coverage or named components only. Those tell you exactly what's not covered. Never decide on the spot. Scammers rely on panic and pressure to get your credit card number. Scam number 2, the odometer rollback. Someone takes a perfectly fine vehicle and rolls back the odometer to make it look like it has fewer miles than it really does. Suddenly, a 10-year-old car looks like it's only done 5. Sounds tempting, right? But what they're really selling is a ticking time bomb. Lower miles make the car seem worth more, but all the wear and tear is still there. Engine, transmission, suspension, brakes. Everything ages with time, not just mileage, and detecting it isn't always easy. You can check service records, inspect wear on pedals, seats, and steering wheels, and even pull a vehicle history report. Look for inconsistencies between the physical condition and the numbers on the odometer. It's illegal, yes, but that doesn't stop crooks from doing it. Dealers and private sellers alike have used this scam to rake in thousands over the actual value. Always be skeptical when the miles look too perfect. Because the final scam on my list? It's the one that can hit you hardest. A fake mechanic diagnosis that drains your wallet before you even see the real problem. Scam number 1. The fake mechanic diagnosis. You bring your car in with a problem, and the mechanic tells you something seriously wrong. They'll name a part, transmission, engine sensor, catalytic converter, and quote a repair that costs hundreds or even thousands. You panic, you pay, and then, a week later, the same problem pops up. Here's how it works. Some shops exaggerate minor issues or misdiagnose on purpose. Others create problems that don't exist at all. A loose wire, a dirty connector, or even just a pending code gets blown up into a catastrophic failure. You're shown charts, codes, or readings that look impressive but are meaningless without context. And once you hand over the money, the scammer moves on to the next customer. How to protect yourself? Always ask for a clear explanation, test drives, and evidence. Live data, before and after scans, anything that proves the fix was necessary. Get a second opinion if you're unsure. A real mechanic will diagnose and fix, not scare and charge. And remember, this scam isn't just about money, it's about trust. Once it's broken, you'll never look at a mechanic the same way again. If you think scams only happen in repair shops, wait till you see what's hiding at your gas pump. Some fuel brands are slowly killing your engine without you even knowing it. Click the link below and find out which 11 gas stations you must avoid.